The thing that we're following this afternoon that many people are also following as well. This is, of course, a shot outside of that New York courtroom where we know that Sean P. Diddy Combs has officially been charged with sex trafficking and abuse charges. They are there in the courtroom right now deciding whether or not if he will receive bail in this case. The judge just returned from a very brief recess. In just a few minutes, we did just get this update in from AP. It says the judge is refusing to grant bail to Sean Diddy Combs, orders him sent back to jail where he will await sex trafficking trial. Very important that we just get this update in here live. Sean Diddy will not have bail in this case. Again, this was a major part of what his lawyers were arguing for, and potentially even putting up a $50 million proposal in order to make sure that did happen. It will not be happening. In fact, I do want to pull up this tweet as well here that just shows you the same thing. Again, this is breaking news right here on Live Now from Fox. A judge has refused to grant bail to Sean Diddy Combs, orders him to be sent to jail where he will await his trial. Again, his lawyers have said that he did plead not guilty and that he is innocent in this case. I want to read this other tweet that we have here from inside the courtroom. The judge said that there was significant violence, weapons around as well. Also, coercion of witnesses, even gentle coercion can be effective. The type of behavior we're talking about happens behind closed doors. And I thank your family members for coming, but I cannot release him. We do also know that today, Sean Diddy Combs' children also attended the courtroom. Some of those, he does have 7 children, 3 adult boys and several minor girls that are his kids that are under the age of 18. But again, the judge is now refusing to grant bail. Another live look there outside of the courthouse where we are expecting to see the family members of Sean Combs potentially exit, as well as possibly hear the latest from prosecutors or the defense team now that we know he will not be granted bail. He will be sitting in jail while he awaits trial. Again, with these things, they're always so fluid. We'll continue to bring you the latest as we learn more right here on Live Now.
Respected names in hip-hop. For Sean Combs, known to many as P. Diddy, his much-lauded business empire now described by prosecutors as a criminal enterprise. Details of a criminal investigation into the star's conduct first came to light after raids on his mansions in LA and Miami last March. On Monday, he was arrested at this Manhattan hotel, and we now know more of the criminal charges he faces, including sex trafficking and racketeering. These some of the guns he and those closest to him used to intimidate. Claims that from 2008 his physical abuse was recurrent and widely known. And evidence, prosecutors say, of a pervasive pattern of abuse from Combs towards women, including that he regularly plied them with drugs, forcing them to participate in orchestrated sex performances with sex workers that he'd fly in.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
And that is what we see in this grand jury indictment. It is 14 pages long. There are 3 counts. One that makes up the majority of this indictment is the racketeering enterprise. So let me go through it with you right now. Now, racketeering, and by the way, I will tell you this is similar to what we saw with R. Kelly, who, as we know, was also indicted in federal court in New York. That was the Eastern District of New York. This is the Southern District. He was ultimately convicted and sentenced to 30 years in prison. So racketeering, what we are talking about here, is a criminal enterprise. And a conspiracy to commit the racketeering statute is there's a criminal agreement, there's a number of overt acts, there's predicate crimes. So there's things that Diddy is not necessarily being charged with on an individual basis, but they make up this criminal enterprise. In other words, there's evidence that will show this is a criminal enterprise. So I'm going to go through it with you right now. Again, this is from the Southern District of New York. It says overview, count 1, racketeering conspiracy. For decades, Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, PD, Love, they always use his name throughout this, the different monikers. The defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. A few things here. One, Diddy is Sean Combs is the only one who's actually listed in this indictment. He's the only named defendant. You have to wonder if anybody else will be cooperating with the government against him. Now, I will let you know after a brief overview of this, I have not seen the specific names of any other individuals, including the people who filed lawsuits against him. But what this does indicate is they're trying to establish that there was a criminal enterprise, and it wasn't just him, it was his associates. And he is not being charged, I should say, with federal kidnapping or arson or forced labor, but it is a component of the racketeering case. Let's move on. The defendant operated his business headquartered at various times in Manhattan, so you can see why Manhattan has jurisdiction here, and Los Angeles under a variety of United States-based corporate entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global. Corporate entities in the Combs business included, among other things, record labels, a recording studio, and they go on the different businesses that he has. At all relevant times in this indictment, Sean Combs, the defendant, engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse toward women and other individuals. This abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, sexual. As part of this pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers. By the way, that is eerily reminiscent of what we heard from the person you see right there, Cassandra Ventura. Remember, she filed a lawsuit against Combs back in November of 2023, settled the day after. She had talked about these freak-offs. She had talked about being forced to engage in these kind of perverted sexual activities at the behest of Sean Combs. So this is kind of making this up. You wonder if she's a cooperating witness here. At times, Combs and others acting in his direction made arrangements for women and commercial sex workers to fly to Combs' location. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation and violence. This is, by the way, characteristic of when we talk about sex trafficking, where you are forcing or coercing or threatening someone into commercial sex activities, or you're transporting them across state lines through coercion or different methods for illegal sexual activity.
And are coming on the air with some breaking news to bring you on the arrest of hip-hop music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, who was arrested at a New York hotel last night by federal agents. Authorities have unsealed Combs' indictment, so we now can see he has been charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Now,
Kdae Mensa podcast and check that motherfucking forecast by like a DoorDash. I think my voice cracked on the first half, but anyway, I know I've been gone for over a month, but we back like crack. I don't want shit to talk about. It was the same shit. Nigga dead, nigga going to jail. Some other nigga dead, and that nigga going to jail. Well, it's the same shit anyway, but this time a famous ass nigga going to jail. Because apparently all that shit was true. But, I'm gonna say this. We all knew that shit was gonna come to a head, because when that video got released of him doing that to that girl, bro, it was over with. You gotta be an asshole to really think ain't shit about to happen to you for that video coming out. You know some other shit going on with you, bro. We already knowing that. Ain't no need to cap, ain't no need to lap, you know what I mean? Damn, Puff. Now I'm really starting to think that you really have something to do with getting Pac killed, bro. You really have something to do with getting Biggie killed too, bro. Cause all this shit ain't, you know what I'm saying? Cause we gotta make sense of it. You were just a nerdy dude and went to damn college down there for me it's up in DC. Up in DC, bro, and Howard University. You came back to New York and got into the rap game. Next thing you know, you got famous, and niggas kept, honestly, let's be real, niggas kept bullying you, and then when you got the power, you said you ain't ever get bullied again, and you went too far. That's all that really happened. You went too far with your power, bro. You got drunk with power and went too far, bro. It ain't okay, but I'm saying you need to find God before all this happened. Now it's too late. He ain't trying to give you a bail. You offered them $50 million. You know it's bad, but they don't even want your money, bro. Boosie was able to get out of fucking feds. They knew, you know it's bad, but they don't even want your money, bro. They don't even want your goddamn money. That's crazy. I don't know, yo. I guess everybody else's day is coming, bro, because there's some crazy shit here. I thought it was a lie. That's why, I've been peeping the scene and shit. I ain't really been on, I've been on YouTube, but I ain't really been uploading shit. I thought the shit was a lie. But apparently it ain't. So, yeah. Y'all just get right, man, because this shit ain't, this about to be some shit here, boy. But I ain't gonna sit here and drag this shit out like that Young Thug trial. I ain't gonna do that shit. When after this shit get boring, I ain't even talking about it no more, yo. Cause you know what I'm saying? Already it's just like, damn. It's like about time, I guess. Bro, they set that nigga Diddy up, bro. How the fuck did nigga went from having the key to the city last fucking year, bro? And look at that part when he had the key to the city, bro. Look at the mayor. The mayor looking like, yeah, motherfucker. You know you fucked up, right? You know about to get your ass, right? Like, that's what he's looking like. Look behind him, bro. Like, real talk. But, hey, if I get a few hundred views on this joint, man, I'll make sure I start uploading again real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? I be having shit to talk about, but I be low-key lazy and I don't feel like doing it. But, you know what I'm saying? We back like crack on this one, man. Y'all get at me. I'm out.